And of course, the heavens is going to rise when we change the segment and we get into something brand new. That's good for you. So good and really good for you in the evening time. Tuesday evening, it is Choice Radio 007. Hey, see if you recognize the voice. If you recognize the voice, call me, let me know who's singing.
Oh, yes. I was so lonely. I needed someone to love.
Good for you.
347-663-8638. If you know your music, tell me who is this singing this kind of music.
I was so lonely. I needed someone to love. And I tried everything.
A Ustream producer.
That a man can think of. Every day I used to pray that someone would come my way. And then you came along.
Anybody gets the voice, you get the first person in New York, a matter of fact in the world, to have a copy of this album right here.
Happened to me.
Anybody figure out the voice?
Oh, yes, it had.
A Ustream producer.
I said something wonderful has happened.
Hey, don't be afraid to guess. You might be thinking it, but you might think it's impossible.
I found a brand new love. And now I'm
347-663-8638. If you know the voice, you get a copy of this album, not yet released.
Has happened to me.
347-663-8638.
A Ustream producer.
Real authentic Jamaican reggae music. While you're playing bad.
And now that I found you, I am happy again.
This one hit you harder.
'Cause your precious loving.
Demonstration.
All right, caller, let me hear what's your guess. What's your guess, caller? Good evening.
Rootsman.
Oh, you know it's a roots man. Oh, you know it's a roots man.
Just a guess.
It's a guess. And
Yes.
you think you're right?
Yes.
Has happened.
Oh my goodness, caller, you are indeed
Ustream producer.
You are indeed correct. It's the Roots Man brand new album. The man is coming in brand new with some reggae music. Hold the phone, baby, all right?
All right.
What's your name?
Sister Evelyn.
All right, Sister Evelyn, you know your music. You know your music. Hold the phone, all right?
All right.
Yeah, man, congratulations.
Oh, yes.
A Ustream producer.
I was so lonely. I needed someone to love. And I tried everything that a man can think of. Every day I used to.
I tell you indeed, man, congratulations to Miss Evelyn, as we're going to definitely go over and introduce the big producer on the track. The man is definitely in the building, accompanied by the one and only Dance Master. 36 minutes after the 6 o'clock, we're going to say our official welcome to the man. Direct from Jamaica, just flying in yesterday. The man is live inside the building. Mr. Charles Simpson. The man is known as Simmo. Simmo,
It's a pleasure being here.
welcome to Choice Radio, man.
Believe me, I'm so happy when I walk through the door.
You're happy when you walk through the door. You
Walk
still get,
through,
come on,
everything
stay on your
that's-
mic. Stay on your mic. You come like you get too happy now. Definitely, indeed.
Everything that I've seen here let me feel so warm. You know, I've been really involved in music for, oh gosh, maybe all my life. And I've been around, I used to walk in LIB studio just the same way I've walked in so many radio stations, but it is just so neatly compact.
Oh,
You
Choice
know?
is compact.
Yes, I just feel
Enough
Hey,
respect.
Simmo, walk on.
Guess what?
a pleasure. Nice
A
talk.
Ustream
Who am I
producer.
speaking to?
Bridget,
Who am I
I
speaking?
can't believe you, Simmo. I had to call, man.
Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, you're right, sure. You want to know who it is.
Well, my brother, it's a pleasure, and thank you
I
very
tell you
much.
something, boy. Love people make you big, but you know, you ain't gonna live and forget your friends.
No. Well, you know, there was something special about Love People, and
Yeah, man.
one of the finest,
Demonstration.
I
West
won't
Indian
keep you no
club.
more suspense, but Simmo,
one of the finest West Indian club of all time, and I will tell you a little story because I know we're talking about Rootsman right now, but because of Love People involvement with Rootsman, because we're actually the first one that put out an album with Rootsman, and we actually, out of Love People, we were able to take Rootsman to Jamaica. And of course, you know, Rootsman have so many soca hits. And I got a call from Rootsman about
Demonstration.
somewhere in
Ustream
November.
producer.
And he said, Simmo, I want to write some and sing some reggae music. But if you know the gentleman personally, from his very first time he went to Jamaica, which was about 1987, I'm sure it's 1987. And somewhere about, we land in Jamaica somewhere about 7 or 8. And believe me, by 1 o'clock we couldn't find Rootsman. And everybody's looking for Rootsman. Where on God earth? And when we looked, we saw Rootsman about 3 o'clock in the morning coming from
Of Ustream
popping with about
producer.
8 bungle of sugar cane in
You're
his
joking.
you know. And I said, Rootsman, but because we all work in some man, we are all about me. For me, they're home. You're crazy. So when to talk about Rootsman, it's very hard because he's such a humble human being. And as I said, when he called me in November, and he said, I'm going to write some reggae music and I'm going to sing some reggae music. And not only that, he went further. He said,
Demonstration.
I
Of
don't
Ustream
like some of the
producer.
lyrics that coming out of it because Jamaicans used to write some of the finest music that develop our culture all over the world. And to hear some of what is coming out now is a little bit kind of negative. He didn't like certain, you know, thing.
But before you go further, the key, hold on caller, the key about what you just said is not really about, you know, the song that is being written currently now, is what's coming out.
Yes.
The song that is projecting, because people are always writing great music in Jamaica. You know what I mean?
Exactly. No, well,
let's not go
get
there
away
with that.
from
'cause
that.
The way it come across as if Jamaica has declined.
No.
in terms of writing quality.
Let me make that very, very clear.
All
Because when
right.
you hear like the Berries Hammond and all of those things, you know. But he said he want to make his contribution because he didn't like certain things.
Right,
And
of course.
this is what you're getting from.
Definitely. Caller, go ahead. Talk to you, Simmo.
Hey, Simmo, walk on.
Hello, how are you?
I know you can't remember me, but you must remember me.
Demonstration.
Bill,
Of
Winston,
Ustream
good friend.
producer.
How you mean?
Walk on, boy.
Yes, I'm happy.
Excited to hear, man.
I am happy to be right here in my home. I still call it my home. And I'm very
Yeah, man,
fortunately to
obviously.
have 2 homes, New York and Jamaica, you know. So I just come up because, you know, I am a little bit health-wise, so I just come up and check my doctors and so on. So,
Yeah,
but
man,
this,
that's
this,
good, man.
this,
Good to hear,
you know,
boy. I
Ustream
think you'll be in
producer.
England playing cricket.
you know, it's so funny. But you know that I have my own cricket league in Jamaica. That's
I
a
know
Portmore
that.
Cricket League, and it's doing tremendously well. But I have to, I mean, after 9 years of the formation, both with the senior and the youth, taken a little bit toll, and I kind of resigned the presidentship. And we're doing very good, very, very good, and happy. And the kids, we make certain that we are committed to the development of the kids, you know. Who we can get
You're
out of the
always
street.
doing something good with the kids, Simmo.
No, well, I can't trade that. I come out of a situation where
I'm all excited.
you know,
Just
but
to hear you, I just called to hear you up. So I let somebody else call up. So one love, my brethren.
all right, it's a pleasure, and it's
Love
nice
is fair,
talking to you.
Yeah, man. I tell you, 642. The man called Simmo is in the building. So you talking about Love People 1?
Oh yes, we had a beautiful. Like I said,
Ustream
Love People have
producer.
made such a contribution to Jamaica music. I can also tell you that is the first set of people, and I was in the front, ever to bring I think it's the greatest band ever put together in Jamaica. That's the Scatterlights. We at Love People were very fortunate to bring them to this country for the very first time. Love People did a lot of things, because you look at Paul Blake and the Blood Fire so much. I think the last performance that the Blues Busters ever did was at Love People. We had a tremendous contribution to the West Indian community, you know. And away from that, I personally can say it, because when you're in the front runner doing this, they did a fantastic charity work for Jamaica, which many people don't know, because they only thought you were just making money and so on. So, you know, but when you look at it, we had about 5 areas. I remember when Gilbert came about, we were the front runner for the charity for Jamaica. And a lot of people was fantastic. I was sorry to see it go, because the work that it did for the people of Jamaica, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely. So we're going back to the Roots Man now. So Roots Man, this compilation that we're talking about with the Roots Man, what are the projections for Roots Man right now with this and incorporating with you?
No, you see, Roots Man and Love People is a family. You know, it might sound strange to you, but when we started with Roots Man first, you know, everybody used to hear Parkway Jam, everybody in the Parkway Jam, and then Roots come rock me, and then you have Rocking All Night Long, and then it's Big Monster Tune, which was Miami. You know, he had Miami, he also have Soca in the Palace. He just had hit after hit after hit. Without a doubt, I think Roots Man could easily be said he was the hottest soca artist somewhere in the 80s and the early 90s, you know. So to hear him now doing reggae music and at an extremely high standard, you know, and his lyrics, this one that I think you're going to play now, it's a message to the young people, you know. Don't get too carried away when you're on top, and leave drugs out of it, because it can put you on the other side, you
Let's
know.
go inside that one. 644, the man, Roots Man. We're inside with the man Simmo. Alongside the dancer man, master of the dance.
A Ustream producer.
I was standing round the corner, getting high one day. In the sweetness of my journey, I slipped and lost my way. Oh yeah. Fell into hallucinations that took me on a trip.
A Ustream producer.
To the top of Rocky Mountains, I thought that I was it, but I got caught up in a wild goose chase. Hey, oh Lord, there seems to be wild goose chase. No love, no wherefore, wild goose chase. Oh, would someone rescue me from this wild goose chase? How it hurts to see my brethren like zombies on the streets. Oh yeah. searching frantic in the dustbin to find some food to eat. Oh Lord.
Demonstration of Ustream producer.
They were once beautiful people who lived and looked so well. Oh Lord. Now they're dancing with the devil within the gates of hell. So don't get caught up in no wild goose chase. No, nowhere there seems to be wild goose chase.
Wild goose chase, the man Roots man.
No love nowhere for me.
Hey Simmo, let me say something. Personally, when reggae is made in Jamaica, there is a distinctive sound about it. It feels different. I don't care who it is, but when it's made in Jamaica, it has something different.
I'm going to tell you a little secret. And it may be the first time it have ever been said on a radio. First time. I remember when we were doing Jamaica Carnival, and a lot of people will say somebody else, but the truth will probably never be told. It's kept in secret.
Demonstration
But
of
I'm going to say
Ustream
something
producer.
now. I remember when I was putting this carnival together, and when we put it, the whole thing, Byron turned to me and said, "Why are you leaving reggae music out of it?" And I said to him, "I'm not leaving it out. You can't get away from the creator, from the people. Soca is coming to Jamaica because it's new. You see, we have to sell soca. You don't have to sell reggae music. It's the music of the people. It will come in on its own. So I don't have to waste energy to promote reggae music."
Reggae is reggae music.
Reggae. So anywhere you go in the world, you see, when you touch Jamaica, it's the music of the people. It cannot be replaced. It's the people thing. They eat it, sleep it, drink it, they create it. So you don't need nobody to promote it. It is going to get there on its own. You see, it's like you go to Trinidad. You don't need to promote soca music. It's there is the people. Music. I tell people this, Byron, play a lot of soca music. It never, ever sound like the creator and the inventor. It was good. But it never sound like the man who created.
Right.
It's their thing.
So the same way with Jamaica, you say once it's reggae music, it's Jamaica, it has to have that song.
Rootsman flew into Jamaica about 4 weeks ago. This what you're hearing is just completed. In matter of fact, I just printed to send one raw copy to him in Trinidad. I sent one raw copy to him in Trinidad. And somehow we got it on the radio, and the response have been tremendously. But this is the first time they've been pressed. And I sent out some to him. So it's not really released officially, and there's more work is going to be done to this here, because we have a aim of taking it to between 9 and 11 songs on it, you see. And so far you're getting 3 right here with the dub section, because the first few one that you played there a while ago, there's an organ version on it. To me, that's the real sweet one. Yes, you know. But he flew into Jamaica, and we went right into Bobby Jesus said, and we hit it, and everybody was just so impressed. So you have to be one of the first person that is playing this on radio.
I hear that. Choice Radio. Let's go in it again. 10 more minutes of the news time. Simmo in the building. Charles Simpson. Rootsman.
I was standing round the corner, getting high one day. In the sweetness of my journey, I slipped and lost my way. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Fell into hallucinations that took me on a trip.
This is a demonstration of Ustream producer.
To the top of Rocky Mountains, I thought that I was it, but I got caught up in a wild goose chase. Hey, oh Lord, there seems to be wild goose chase. No love, no purple, wild goose chase. Would someone rescue
producer.
How it hurts to see my brethren like zombies on the streets. Oh yeah. Searching frantic in the dustbin to find some food to eat. Oh Lord. They were once beautiful people
producer.
who lived and looked so well. Oh Lord. Now they're dancing with the devil within the gates of hell. So don't get caught up in no wild goose chase. No, nowhere there seems to be wild goose chase. No love, nowhere for me. It's a wild goose chase. Oh, Jaja, rescue me from this wild goose chase.
Wild goose chase.
I need love urgently.
Let's get ready for the big one. Maritone Blake, 15th annual. Yeah, man. Kind of music like this you'll be hearing in the park. Live band, rough stuff.
That's not the way to go.
Pluto Shovington, Michael Palmer. What a big day. Lake Kwasi comes alive again.
Action. The good book tells you so.
Demonstration of Ustream producer.
There's a demon called the Green Man, lurking with a knife. Watch out!
And also I think added on the show the Dance Master, you understand that you're on this?
Yeah, man.
Well, once you're on this, things turn over, you know.
The park need construction the next day.
But you as a Jamaican listening to Roots, man, with this, how you feel about?
Well, Roots, you know, is very good because I used to follow Roots, man, from years, from, you know, Rock You All Night in Miami, you know, in Miami.
Yeah.
I mean, so Roots, doing the reggae music now, you know, is just showing that, hey, listen, you know, and we're also inviting, you know, artists from the rest of the Caribbean, come and do some reggae music. You know, come, call us, whatever. We will help you as well. Do some reggae music. You know?
Music is the people's music.
Yeah, it's a people's music. You know, it's one Caribbean.
Caribbean.
So don't be afraid, you know. But Rootsman is good.
It's amazing though, you know, because if you listen to Rootsman music, you know, listen to it carefully. I remember we were in Trinidad years ago when, as you know, that is a friend of my good friend, Lord Francis, and because it was produced on the Love People label.
Right.
You know. And Rootsman invited us over for dinner that night in Trinidad. And Rockin' All Night was tearing up the whole place, the whole carnival. And I said to Frano, not that song. Won't be the biggest. I said, Miami Vibes. And he said, you're crazy. I said, you listen to me. Miami Vibe can beat. Now if you listen to Miami Vibes carefully, you can figure out why Rootsman sing reggae so wonderful. It's there. The reggae touch is right there.
In Miami Vibes.
You can hear it. Listen to it. You know.
This is a demonstration of Ustream producer.
Hey, we're touching something brand new inside the studio this evening. Just released fresh, brand new crisp biscuits. Uncle Bill. Actually, the music, I mean, the Rootsman made the right decision to go to Jamaica to do this. If you're ever thinking about doing reggae, I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, other guys don't have the talent and the ability, but there is some distinction when something is done in Jamaica. Yeah. I mean, that's just to me. It have a feel about it. I might be wrong.
No.
What do I know?
First of all, this young man just love Jamaica, period. They don't even have anything to do with the music. Rootsman just love Jamaica. But sometimes at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, when you're looking for Rootsman, they can't find him. Rootsman take a bus to above rock, you know, for Jamaican, no far above rock is from Kingston. And he goes to above rock and he just walk, and then we have a 10 o'clock appointment, and it's the Rootsman coming in at 9 o'clock and 8, and he leaves from 4 or 5 in the morning. But nobody's going to trouble him. One thing about Jamaican people, you can say all you want to say bad about them. They're not going to interfere with old people. And because of Rootsman, you know, because he's not in the best health now, you know, he loses toes and all of that because of sugar.
Right.
And that. He walks with a limp and with a stick. Trust me, not one single Jamaican will trouble him. That one. They respect like that. And he just loved the country. So it's easy for him because of that inner feeling, that soulful feeling, for him to feel the music and express his, you know, his impression and his feeling for Jamaica. The song that you're listening here, he came in about November or December, and he laid down that one track, and we just said, hold it there. Because our aim is to get a complete CD, a whole album, with about 9 to 11. You're just hearing 3.
Right.
So a little bit, and maybe another week or 2, he'll be coming back to do another 2 or maybe 3. So we're going to work to complete the album by the end of the year. So you are getting a free.
Not me, man. The listeners, they think it's inside my living room.
The audience, the listening audience.
You know, but he's just such a wonderful human being. You know, and I'm just saying to all our listeners out there, across the board, support Rootsman for a lot of cause.
Yeah, man.
You know, and he have given his heart. Suppose I tell you something. People never know this, but I'm going to say it publicly now. When we had Jamaica Carnival and we launched, because I took the artists to Jamaica Carnival. Don't matter what you hear people say and what they want to say. I took the artists to Jamaica. Rootsman gave his contribution to Jamaica Carnival without a penny. Never charge us a dime. That was his contribution to help to develop Jamaica Carnival. And I want to say, you know, we Jamaicans are very happy to see now that he's involved with our music. Good quality music. And he's putting it out to all.
As we get ready for the news at 7 o'clock. Big up the man Simmo in the building. Along with the dance master.
Down, but by destiny I stand.
Hold tight for the news.
The one and almighty sees their upraised hands. Now like the living spring, I am bubbling with life. And like the morning sun, I am towering with life.
This is the latest news from the Caribbean exclusively on Choice Radio. In the headlines, reaction from Port of Spain as a member of the ruling coalition there pulls out. Dominica's government pumping $8 million into Liat, and new cancer center opens in St. Lucia. I am Roll Titus, and the latest news from the Caribbean on Choice Radio begins now. Now for the details. Key officials in Trinidad and Tobago's ruling coalition are playing down the pullout of one of the 5 members of the ruling coalition. Over the weekend, the Movement for Social Justice, a minor player in the government, announced that it was withdrawing from the administration, expressing frustration over what it called governance issues. The MSJ, led by David Abdullah, who is also resigning as a government senator, said it will spend time building the movement to be a serious force in local politics. MSJ is the political arm of the trade union movement in Trinidad and Tobago. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar said the pullout of the MSJ was not surprising. In accepting Abdullah's resignation letter, Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar blasted the MSJ leader for making demands on her government that she said were impossible, unreasonable and reckless. She said the coalition will be stronger now without its most reluctant member. Information Minister Suaj Rambachan and the United National Congress Chairman Jack Warner both called the withdrawal unfortunate. However, they were both quick to add that it will not in any way affect the balance of power in Port of Spain. Rambachang questioned whether the MSJ could strive as a political movement without it being a member of the coalition. Abdullah acknowledged that it is a bold move that is filled with uncertainty.
History will eventually judge us as to whether we were right or wrong. We are not going to be so bold to say that we have all the knowledge and that we are right. And MSJ is going to do our very best. We may never succeed, who knows? But we intend to.
In a 6-page statement released by the party Sunday, Abdullah said the government was not about changing the system of governance, which was the original intent. He said that his party did not see this approach to politics and governance being altered in the near future.
The second objective now seems to be thwarted, notwithstanding our best efforts, by powerful elements in the partnership who, quite frankly, are quite happy with the existing system once they are in charge. For them, it is not about changing the system of governance, but rather changing faces, because it is we time now. We do not see this approach to politics and governance being altered in the near future. It is in this context that the National Executive and Activist Council of the Movement for Social Justice that they have decided that our party will remove itself from the People's Partnership Coalition of political parties.
MSJ chairman and another trade unionist, Winston Cabrera, said the coalition government did not make any serious attempt to address his party's many concerns and left it with no choice.
If the Prime Minister really wanted to keep the MSJ in the government, she would have done it, but maybe they didn't want us to stay in the government. And because you put serious issues on the table and you don't deal with them, you don't even say, well, listen, the timeline for this has to be 6 months, has to be 3 months. No response, absolutely no response. Key to that, there has been no meeting of the leaders of the political parties. You see, you only meet when there's the crisis. There's a crisis, and you see a number of meetings taking place, and she's driving out. The other leaders are coming out, and you are supposed to be, as the Prime Minister, initiating the discussions. You shouldn't be waiting for some other leader to come to ask you to hold these discussions.
Another member of the coalition, the Congress of the People, in a statement late Monday said it understood the frustrations of the MSJ. COP has publicly been at odds with the main coalition partner, the United National Congress. Meantime, Trinidad political analyst Winford James said Errol McLeod, the former leader of the MSJ, should on principle quit the cabinet. There has been no official response from McLeod, who has been identified as an MSJ member of government. Officials say he has been overseas and due to return Monday night. McLeod stepped down earlier this year as MSJ leader, saying he could not successfully carry out that function in addition to being a member of cabinet. James said McLeod should now walk from the cabinet in principle.
On a matter of principle, he should resign. That's the base. I know that there are some complications. I think he went up on a UNC ticket for the seat of Pointe-a-Pierre. But everybody knew that that was an arrangement, an opportunistic arrangement, that he did go into government